Hey guys, it's Ted, and today we are going to be counting down the top 10 best movies of 2014, in my opinion. First off, I should get out of the way that I did not see every single movie that came out this year. I didn't see Interstellar, I didn't see Birdman, blah 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 blah. There are plenty of movies out there that I didn't see this year. So without further ado, here are some honorable mentions, aka every other movie that I saw this year that's not on the list. Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb, which I believe is Robin Williams' last film. So it's nice that we get to see him on the big screen at least one last time. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I actually did like and thought was better than the first, even though some of the CGI could have been cleaned up though. St. Vincent, where of course Bill Murray gives another great performance. God's Not Dead, which is a great movie that is sadly not on my top 10 list. And Maleficent, which was not the best, but I did enjoy it. So now without further ado, let's get on with the list! 10. Number 10 is book to movie adaptation. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Number 10 is The Giver. My mom and dad actually read the book before the movie was even announced, and then the movie was coming out, so my mom and dad were like, you need to read this book now. So I read it, and I loved it. So after I read the book, I saw the movie, and it wasn't really that close to the book. I mean, they changed some stuff up, but I actually liked some of the changes that they made, and thought some of them were even necessary for the movie. So even though they changed quite a few things, I thought it was a very good adaptation. 9! Number 9 is another book to movie adaptation, except this time I did not read the book. Number 9 is The Fault in Our Stars. So I actually didn't see this movie in theaters. What happened was my sister got the DVD that included the extended edition on it as soon as it came out, so she was going to watch the extended edition, but she was like, hey Ted, watch this with me. So I watched it, and I ended up very much enjoying it. And it's not one of those very cliche love stories either. I mean, you think you know where it's going, and then BOOM! The unexpected! I also hated William Dafoe's character, which is actually a good thing. You're supposed to hate him, but I don't know. I just love to hate that character. 8! Number 8 is yet another book-to-movie adaptation that I didn't read yet, though I will be reading them before the very last movie comes out next year. It's the third installment. It is Mockingjay Part 1. Even though I liked Catching Fire a lot more than this one, this is still my second favorite Hunger Games movie out of the 3 that we've gotten so far, and it is a really good one. And it may not have as much action as the first 2 either, but it is still a very exciting movie, and I really liked it. And ever since I saw it, the Hanging Tree song is still in my head. And also that cliffhanger at the end. Oh my gosh! 7. Number 7 is the first animated movie on the list, and that movie is How to Train Your Dragon 2. Now I really liked the first How to Train Your Dragon movie, so after I saw the second one, I thought it was even better than the first one. I mean, the movie had some really great action scenes and really great voice acting as well. I mean, there was this pretty funny scene in the beginning where Hiccup and Astrid were talking to each other, and they just felt like real people. There also was this really emotional scene at one point in the movie that I wasn't expecting at all, and I just thought that that was really great. And of course the animation looked really great too. 6. Number 6 is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. This was a great Marvel movie. I mean, Captain America is one of my most favorite Marvel superheroes, and I mean, there were some parts of the movie where I was like, okay, whoa, is that serious? And it was just really great. Also, it was really exciting and it had some great action scenes too. 5. Number 5 is the last in a trilogy. It is The Hobbit: The Battle of the Five Armies. So I have a brief history with Lord of the Rings. I never read any of the books, but earlier this year I finally decided to watch the whole trilogy, and I ended up really liking it. So a little later I decided to read The Hobbit, and I thought it was pretty good. Fast forward to a few weeks ago, I finally get the chance to see An Unexpected Journey in the Desolation of Smaug, and even though they weren't as good as Lord of the Rings, and they did change some stuff up from the book, like really, what the heck was Legolas doing there? I still like the movies a lot, and just a few days ago I finally got to see the Battle of the Five Armies, and even though I wish it ended a little bit differently, I think that it was a very satisfying conclusion to the Hobbit trilogy. 4! Number 4 was my most favorite Marvel movie of the year, which is, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy. Seriously, do I even need to say anything about this movie? 3! Speaking of movies that star Chris Pratt, number 3 is The Lego Movie. Now, when I first heard of the Lego Movie, I got pretty excited, and the more stuff I heard about it, the more excited I got. But I kept worrying that it would just be some big commercial for Lego that wasn't good at all, but then I saw it, and it was great, and let me tell you, if it is just a big commercial for Lego, it's a pretty dang good one. 2! I had a hard time picking out which one is better, this or the Lego Movie, and by a landslide, it was this. Number 2 is Big Hero 6. Now this was a movie that I wasn't really expecting to be that good. I thought it would have like some okay moments, a few chuckles here and there, and Baymax would be a little bit annoying, but I walked out of the movie thinking that it was a really great movie, and I want my own Baymax. Seriously, where can I get one? Uno! Number 1 is, I'm not going to stall you any longer, number 1 is Divergent. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Divergent, isn't that just that dumb Hunger Games copycat? Number 1 should have been like How to Train Your Dragon 2 or Guardians of the Galaxy or something. And I have to say 1, no, it's not a Hunger Games copy. It's its own thing, so stop saying that. It really ticks me off. And 2, I was kind of surprised to see this as my number 1 when I was making my list. But I realized it's the movie that I really had the most fun with this year. And I guess you could say this was the movie I was most involved with because I read all the books last year and I really liked them. So who knows, maybe I'm just being completely biased about this list, but hey, this is my list, not yours, so if you disagree with anything on the list, that's perfectly fine. Anyway, thanks for watching, subscribe if you haven't already, and have a happy 2015. See ya!